So several days ago, there's a girl writes an open letter to the CEO of Yelp, and then talking about how her 2 weeks of salary is less than 800, and then how the rent in San Francisco is really expensive, and she cannot even go to grocery shopping. And then it reminds me of when I just graduated, and also when you just graduated, right? How we face all these challenges and difficulties, and then how we solve them. So today we're just gonna talk about it, and also I'll also talk about like newly graduated student, how they solve their problems in China too. Like what's the whole picture looks like back in China. So do you know the story?
No.
Okay. So the story is that there's an employee who works at Yelp, and she just graduated from university, and then her background is in literature.
Yeah.
And she wanted to start there in a really entry-level position, and then after that to do the marketing job. But then after she started, she was told that she can only do the marketing job after a year, which makes her really devastated, because that's what she want to do. And in addition to that, her paycheck is not really optimistic, because 2 weeks of pay is like 700 something, less than 800. And what happened in Bay Area is now the San Francisco rent, the whole Bay Area rent, yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's the most expensive in the world.
Yeah.
So she pays 1,200 something for the rent, but her total income is like maybe somewhere 16 maximum, right? So and plus not including the commute and taking the BART and the food and everything, she barely can save anything. So, and then after she wrote this letter to the CEO of the Yelp, and then she got fired in like 2 hours. So what do you think?
I mean, she kind of deserved it. I think she knew it was coming, writing a letter like that. It was basically like, oh, it's so hard in San Francisco, here's the troubles that I go with. So on the one hand, it's positive. She made everybody kind of talk about what's happening in San Francisco right now, and kind of got the discussion going. That's good. I don't think she went about it the best way.
Yeah.
Because by the end of her letter, she's just kind of whining.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it's fine. She's kind of talking about, and she made her point in like her first 2 paragraphs. But then like she goes on and on and on and on. There's actually a great counter letter talking about a woman who was in a similar situation, who actually like worked like a restaurant job or whatever she could get for the extra money.
Yeah.
And she did great. And that's kind of what we did,
Yeah.
Like when we were starting out, we just took whatever we could get.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we did. Why did she move to the most expensive place in the world and then like be surprised when, oh, I haven't even been there a year, I don't make that much money. Well, yeah, you haven't even put in the time, you got to put in the time to be rewarded.
Yeah. So I thought about it after reading both letters, and my point is take it or leave it, because everybody has been through. I asked around all of my coworkers and my friends. Everybody been through the similar situation when we just graduated. So while you are watching this, you probably think about after you graduated, you always have that time that you don't have money, and then you need to accomplish a lot of things. You want to do this, but you can't because you don't have the experience or you don't have the knowledge enough to do that. So when I just graduated, I don't have money, and then I just come to US. I don't really know too much about the culture here. But then I make money by just simply teaching Chinese, and then similar, like 1,000, less than 2,000 a month. But every time I got the check, I'm really happy actually. I thought it's really cool because I can, start at least knowing the culture here. That's just like 3-4 years ago. And then after that, of course, I got another degree, and then I start working in a good company and then do what I want to do. But looking back, it's really horrible to think I even, you know, been through that. Like you also, like when you just graduate, or also, right?
For me, I'm proud though. You know,
Yeah.
I overcame those obstacles.
Yeah.
Like, so like right about when I was about to graduate, I was testing ink viscosity. I was a supervisor at EPS, a job that I had since I graduated from high school, basically. You know, and I finished I was going to college. I also took photography. I took photographs of vehicles at a car dealership.
That's very funny.
And then like I designed web pages for the Rush Center and stuff like that. And then in my spare time, I was making these internet videos.
Yeah.
You know, and now that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
You know.
I also thought about the CEO of the Yelp, you know.
That one I didn't see, but I guess he's a jerk.
I was more thinking about like when he just started, because I know like I worked in a startup co-worker space before, and then there's a lot of young people like us. They don't really have a job, and then they don't have VC to invest them. They don't, all the funds they got is either their saving or their families supported them, and then they have dreams to start up the company, but they have nothing. They don't. Some of them maybe work part-time here and there, but they know a lot of skills, coding skills, and then they have big ideas to start some company. And I know a lot of companies in San Francisco, they started in garage, right?
Yeah.
And then started with 2 people, 3 people, and then after a year, and then people see their value, and then they become a really good company. I don't know how Yelp started, right? I think it's probably similar. Like when the CEO started, it also been through the challenging time. So yeah, of course he needs to pay more, but I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah. So anyways.
Well, my thoughts are, I understand what she's going through. I went through it, but you can't expect to just be handed everything. Take a second job. Work as a waitress. Work as a bartender.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
work at
Yeah.
McDonald's at night. I don't know. Anything for the extra cash.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about like, oh, I don't have any money to eat. Work at a restaurant. You know?
Yeah. So not only in US, but also, you know, a lot of people graduated from China. Like thinking about the competition here is really, like Bay Area is very competitive. But also if you look around the whole world, not only here has a really, you know, really tough competition. Around the other places in the world, they're also like, for example, China. Like we have so many graduates each year. Then after they graduated, they don't know people in government. They don't know, like a lot of people doesn't have connection in all these big companies. And also the whole environment is really not very ready for young people to start something they want. So they have to work low pay for quite a long time. And then after they got really skilled to dealing with things that they can do, for example, management role or like supervisor role, or in a really good company, or start their own business. So my conclusion for this letter is really just enjoy the suffering, because it's an ongoing process. Even you're in a management role, you're doing great in life, there's still a lot of suffering. No one can, you know, satisfy you all the time, right?
Yeah.
You have to earn it. Yeah.
I think some of my best characteristics were learned while I was struggling. You know, you
Same
learn
for
how
me.
to deal with things.
Yeah. And after all this learning, you will be more like not really freak out for things like that, right?
Yeah.
And then when sometimes you don't know how to get that, you will find ways to get that. And then just try to do your best, and then try to get a second job. Maybe sometimes it's another opportunity hidden there for you, right? So
You can see it as a struggle, or as you always tell me, see it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe she'll find. Well, actually, the one thing I think she did well is if she turned this point well, she marketed herself really well. A lot of companies.
I think she has an agent now.
Yeah. So, not a bad idea, right?
Yeah, best of luck to her. Maybe I'll write a letter complaining about San Francisco. Yeah.
Will you write a letter too?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, and then we're talking more in the next video.
Yeah. They should let us know what they think in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know, and then bye.
Bye.